Well, I should explain, if you've been out of town or on another planet, Bruce is away for 3 weeks, and I have a different guest host with me every night. Tonight, I'm thrilled to be in company with Wilbur Wilde, and isn't it appropriate? It's also Blackers Night. Hi, mate.
Top of the evening to you, Phil, and hello, Wilbur. Hello.
It's not only appropriate, but it's very exciting for me to be sitting here with both of you radio legends and stalwarts.
Yeah, well, of course, as you said earlier, you were on radio together at one time.
We were on another station in town?
No, we can mention it now because they don't exist. The greater 3UZ. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're something else now, aren't they?
Well, you know what, though? That's now, I mentioned to Philip that we first met probably in the early 80s when on Hey Hey at Saturday.
Yeah.
But in the late 80s, when we were working together, and we worked together on Hey Hey, but that's when we were doing radio together was the time that we really socialised and became lifelong friends.
That's nice.
Yeah, Wilbur's one of these people in my life. I have two people in my life, and you're one of them, Wilbur, who
The other one's your psychiatrist.
No, there are people you trust in life. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
You know, if I could tell Wilbur anything, it would remain in the cone of silence.
I hope Cecile is the other.
Oh, no. Well, she's my partner. She's my partner in life. You know what I mean?
And you know, don't you? You can tell me anything. It's like talking to the Pope. You know that, don't you? It won't go any further. Anything you ever tell me.
Oh, Phil FM.
No, but you can grab me aside and I hear confessions and everything. I can't give absolution, but I'm a good listener.
But
I know. Yeah. Well, the thing
I've
is,
become a very good listener working with Bruce.
Yes. But you've got to talk to you in Latin.
Yes, that helps. That helps.
It does.
Now, are you guys going to lie about your golf scores all night, or what's the story?
No, I heard Wilbur before, and yes, we have played 2,896
You
games of
checked.
golf.
I was hoping you were listening, yes, to get an exact number.
Yeah, but it is a great, golf is a great leveller, isn't it, Will? I mean, you can be as richer than Croesus, or you can be as poor as a church mouse. If you can't play golf, you know, under the rules.
Oh, no, that's it. And the rules of golf,
They apply to everybody.
Of course they do. It's not a bad template for living your life, too. You know, consideration for the others, etiquette.
And also, it can be very humbling, too. Look at Tiger Woods' performance of late.
Oh,
you know?
no.
Well, yes.
Left a lot to be desired, hasn't it?
Slipped down the ladder a bit from number 1 to 258 or whatever he is.
But then again, look at Jason Day, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you choose to. Now, listen.
You have no idea who he is, do you?
No, but I'll cover for you.
A great young Australian golfer, Phil. But anyway.
No, but I'm covering for you, so yes, you're so right, John. I'll keep an eye on it.
I'm impressed that Philip is up with Tiger Woods, I think. Do you remember remember Greg Norman?
Yeah, I try to be topical, mate.
Well, you're a renaissance man, Philip. You're across a lot of things.
If you can fake it, you make it now, business. Is that right? Now, listen, now I've brought in a whole lot of topics. I guess I'm not going to get near them.
Are you the announcer on the spelling bee for Grant Denyer?
The pronouncer.
Are you?
That's what they call him, the pronouncer.
Oh, they do have one?
Yeah.
And who is it?
Well, it's some guy, an older gentleman.
Oh.
And he obviously knows the English language. He's. And by the way, Barnesy produces that, I think.
Pam Barnes, great. Hi, Pam.
Yes.
Well, she
also does Family Feud. She's a busy girl.
Well, I've got I was sent in a bobblehead Grant Denyer doll.
Oh, yes, okay.
And it accidentally fell off. And his head broke off.
Oh, dear.
And I hope that's an omen.
It's irreparable.
I hope it's not a voodoo bobblehead.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I've put calls out to Pam to say, can you please replace it? But evidently, no, there isn't another bobblehead doll.
So how did it come into your possession?
It was sent to me.
Yeah, okay.
And it accidentally...
Even Grant doesn't have one.
Doesn't he?
I believe
it accidentally fell on the floor and his head broke off.
Yeah.
It was
at the spring?
No, it wasn't a spring. It was actually, it turns out it's a little ceramic thing, and it's almost impossible.
You showed it to us last week.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. She said, try
super glue.
Super glue.
Yeah, Tarzan's grip, maybe.
Gaffer tape.
You might have to whip up to High Street, Malvern, and get a ceramic repair place to have a look at it for you.
Well, it's just annoying.
You know, those ones that do like the antique teapots and the Wedgwood.
I believe Robert Doyle has one too, one of those.
Talking of Robert Doyle, I want a word with him.
Yeah. About what?
About the flag which is outside where we used to work.
Oh, yes.
The one at the top of Elizabeth Street
yes,
and the roundabout.
Is it getting a bit tatty?
It's getting a bit tatty. And I reckon, Will, it is the front door of Melbourne, that particular roundabout. People coming in from the airport, that's the first thing they sort of see.
That's right.
And it is feeding them, and it looks like a couple of crows have been at it.
Well,
and I think it should be replaced.
I noticed last week they awarded...
Andrew Daniels spending all that money on
That's what he was called, wasn't he? He was introduced that way tonight by somebody on Channel 9.
That's his name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Andrew Daniels?
That's how he was introduced, and he wasn't impressed.
I think it's Dan Andrews.
Was Dan Andrews?
I think so.
Yeah, somebody else blew it today, too.
He spent all that money, like $200,000 on the Victoria logo thing.
Yes.
Which, quite frankly, I could have designed that, I reckon.
Yes, I haven't had a look at that yet, but I noticed that last week a roundabout in Hobart had been awarded the world's #1 roundabout by the judging committee who judge roundabouts, and the year before there was one in Vancouver, and there's one in Texas and one in London.
London, yeah.
That's right. Now, we should, at your suggestion, Blackers, give the Elizabeth Street roundabout a bit of a tiz up, get the new flag, maybe throw some petunias or some
pansies,
some agapanthus.
Or agapanthus.
They look quite nice, and
maybe a statue or two.
Well, just give it a zhuzh up.
A fountain, maybe, in the middle.
A couple of cherubs.
Yes.
A gargoyle.
A gargoyle.
Gargoyle on top of the flagpole.
But I think it should be tarted up a bit, I reckon.
In fairness, flags rip very easily. Just a nasty windstorm. The ones on top of the Westgate Bridge are always being replaced.
What would it cost them to replace it? And who was the guy at Evan Evans? I've forgotten his name.
Yes. Yeah, keep going.
Somebody
more
Ellis?
clues?
No, the guy that used to work at Evan Evans Flags.
Oh.
And he used to... Maybe he dealt with me and Bruce, I think.
A little more with that, yes.
He never came into 3UZ.
No, I don't think so.
Is George the Gorge still around?
I don't think George the Gorge is still with us. But that was wonderful.
George the Gorge, Phil, he used to come in from Ferguson Clare Bakehouses every morning when we were working doing breakfast. And he'd bring us party pies and sausage rolls.
I know.
But Thursdays was pasty slice days.
Yeah, pasty
but weren't Ken and Pam Ferguson always so generous?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. Hi, Ken and Pam.
No, they've sold out.
But Wilbur was funny because George the Gorge would come into about 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
And Wilbur, I mean...
It was 6:30 he used to get there, and I'd be out of action between 7 o'clock and 7:30.
Robert Ellis. Thank you, David. Robert Ellis, yeah. Robert, are you listening? The flag needs replacing. But George the Gorge used to come in, Phil, every morning about 7 o'clock, and he'd be loaded up with all of these gorgeous pastries and pasties.
Tasty.
And Wilbur, he used to sort of hoe in it. Oh, well, I don't know. You sort of used to partake, didn't you?
Yes, I think that's where the trouble started.
And then he would spend the next hour digesting it.
Cut me some.
And then about 8:30, he'd be go, oh, okay, I've come good now. Now, what's happening?
It's all over.
It's all over.
Now, how long did that gig last at you, Zed?
18 months. 18 months.
And who had you replaced?
Well, Wilbur had replaced Ian Cover, because I was there for 3 years, and Covey was there for the first half, and you were there for the second half, and then we got replaced by Leon Wiegard, I think.
That's right.
Yeah. Was this late 80s when I was on the Gold Coast? Maybe?
Late 80s when you were on the Gold Coast. And
early 90s.
And I tell you who used to do mornings after that was Colette Mann and Ron Challoner, the Great Burke.
Oh, okay.
The Great Burke. And, yeah.
And I was such a novice. John Blackman was saying to me one morning, and I used to call John a 42-year-old dweeb, and, I was...
Balding dweeb.
Balding dweeb, that's right. Yeah. And he'd say, well, so what, my hair is thin. And I'd go, well, it is thin. He'd go, well, no, my hair is thin. He's trying to lead me into a joke.
Giving him a feed.
Just giving me a feed, and I'm just complete novice, and we walked out of the studio after we'd completed our breakfast shift.
Do you know the tag to this, Phil? Do you?
No, I want to hear it.
Anyway, but of course Ron Challoner, aka the Great Burke, steeped in the comedy tradition of vaudeville and many other forms. And as the lift doors opened for us to descend and for Ron and Colette to do their their shift. He looked at me, and as the doors opened, he just pointed at me and said, "So who wants thick hair?"
No, fat hair.
Fat hair. Sorry, fat hair. That's right. Who wants fat hair?
It was a bit late, wasn't it?
It was just a bit late. You know.
Yeah. And Wilbur was going,
That's right.
I get it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't bother to tell you. I was
No, you
such a
didn't.
swine back then.
No, you weren't. You were great to work with, and as I was saying to Philip, we became dear friends back then.
Now,
Yeah,
guys,
absolutely.
I know we've got a million stories to share,
Yeah.
but we need to earn some revenue to pay Wilbur's talent.
With Philip Brady and Wilbur Wilde. Thanks to...
Oh, the Blind Factory.
Oh, that's big.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. Oh, they're sponsoring the show.
You've got the Blind Factory guy doing credits.
Yes.
I've actually seen him on television. And he does there's another ad he does on television. I can't remember what it's for. I think it's for a hot water service or something like that. And he looks exactly how he sounds.
Oh, he's a character, isn't he?
No, he's definitely a character.
Kenneth.
Yeah.
Kenneth, yeah.
When I was on another radio station in this town, I had a call from a woman in Canada who had decided that the Blind Factory ad was her favourite ad of all time. So
that
she
good?
called me from Vancouver, and we had a lovely chat about that. She thought it was hilarious.
Why would she call you, of all people?
Well, she had just been listening to us online.
Okay.
And liked the music that we're playing, or whatever it was. But of course, every time the Blind Factory ad came on, she danced around the house or something. And that's right.
Now, you guys across this story that was in the Herald Sun, I think the other day, day before yesterday, about this prisoner in New South Wales who tried to smuggle a mobile phone into the maximum security section of the Goulburn jail.
Wouldn't have been one of the old Motorola ones, would it?
Don't know, Phil, but
Because they're as big as hammers.
the report says he attempted to smuggle the phone inside, quote, a body cavity.
Okay.
Now,
What, concealed upon his person?
concealed upon his person, Wilbur.
But
I was
sadly,
just
the phone started ringing while they were doing the body search.
Well, the thing is, I mean, us chaps, I mean, we there's only one body cavity, isn't there?
Yeah, well, yeah,
unless he swallowed it, perhaps, maybe it was the cavity.
Swallowed it and had it on a piece of string for efficient retrieval, perhaps.
It was only when it...
He got caught?
When it went off.
That's
but,
right.
but the point being is, I want to know exactly... I mean, the mind boggles, doesn't it, when you think about it? What would be the ringtone, too, I'm wondering?
He might have stuck it in his ear hole. We don't know, do we? We'll never know.
That's a body cavity, I suppose.
They are a lot smaller these days. You remember the old bricks that...
Yeah, I was talking about the Motorola from...
Oh, was that the Motorola?
Boy,
Yeah.
they were expensive too. My first mobile phone was about $700
Well,
and weighed a ton.
I think mine was about 3,000.
Oh, really?
Like that.
Okay.
Well,
One of those big white ones.
Well, the first person I knew that had one, and I think he had one of the first available, was Shirley Strawn from Skyhooks and in those Shirley's neighbourhood or our house.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was an early phone because his number was 3.
Oh, that's impressive, isn't it?
I think that's impressive.
Yeah.
If you wanted to call Shirl, all you had to do was just dial 3.
What happened to that phone that you got from that guy, right?
Oh, in my car.
Yeah, the one you... And,
That was at you. That was while we were at UZ.
That's right, and it was a really cheap phone, Phil. How much it cost you? $20 or something like that?
Oh, no. You're talking about my first mobile in the car that you organised for me.
No,
from
that other phone you bought from that guy that was a little bit out of breath.
Oh, in the hotel.
That's right, in the hotel.
What did I tell you happened that day?
Well, you remember it was missing a few numbers. He couldn't actually dial anybody with an 8 or a 7 in their number.
That's why you got them for $20. Oh, I
Remember that gag?
I did that. But the one that I got in my car, I remember
Thank you,
leaving.
Stephen Wright, by the way.
I remember leaving in the car, and I left a message for a then girlfriend.
Yeah.
Saying,
Well, which one was that?
Well, it doesn't matter. And I've only had 3. Come on. And
Not all at once.
and I said, all right, I'll pick you up at 7:30. Look forward to it. We'll just go out for a pizza or whatever the message was.
Right.
And then I put it back on the cradle in the car.
Oh, that's right.
Right, and I didn't press you remember you had to press the end button? You had the send and the end.
did.
Anyway, so I hung it up for all intents and purposes. purposes, but of course the phone was still working. So there on her message bank
This is a
was
very funny
me
story.
on the Eastern Freeway talking to cars. I'm just by myself in the car, and I'm saying, "Oh, you idiot Volvo driver! Why do you bother?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is there a
please."
shade of green that we like?
All of that. Are you going to stay in that line all day? You know,
Please.
2.5 minutes of me. Just
You can
going
come
nuts.
undone with mobile phone. Jan Gash and I, that lovely lady who's passed on now from
lady-
Channel 9.
From
mate,
Channel 9, yes.
The lady-
we were up at the Harbour Varian Hotel having lunch.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't have a mobile phone that day. Jan was by then legally blind. I have to explain that. It's part of the story.
That's when the makeup started deteriorating. There,
Obviously. And so I said to her at the end of the night, let's invite Bruce Mansfield and Jill around to have a drink with us. We finished lunch. Lend me a mobile phone, Jan. Which she did, and I left a message for them on their tape. Oh, we've just had lunch, come and join us for a drink, and we'd love to see you. Thinking they'd get back to me. Then handed the phone back to Jan, who I had believed hung up the call. But being legally blind, she hadn't. And so on Bruce and Jill's phone tape, after I'd said, come and have lunch, was, Jan, he is such a cheapskate. If he turns up, he won't pay for any drinks. They'll still expect lunch, even though it's 2:30 in the afternoon. I'll end up paying for everybody. But it's absolutely, it's
she was
absolutely
right.
what happened. And despite having heard all that, they still turned up. But I paid.
That is very funny.
We should take some calls later in the night about people who've come unstuck by leaving their microphone on or leaving their phones
And in the old days, when you could actually get on the police scanner, because before phones went digital, they were all analogue, you could actually listen to them on the scanner.
Oh, right.
And I was sitting at home one day with nothing better to do, and I had a scanner, and I heard, I won't mention their names, but I heard them talking. They were having a phone conversation, and they were saying, oh, the Blackmans want us to go around for dinner on Saturday night. And she said, oh, we got the Whitney Houston concert on, though. And he said, oh, what are we going to tell them? She said, oh, look, I don't know. Oh, we might say that Mum's sick or something like that. And I'm listening to this whole conversation, and then the phone goes.
You knew what they were going to tell you.
I knew exactly what he was going to tell
Are they
me.
still friends?
One of them's passed on.
Yeah.
But,
But they made the right choice, came to Whitney Houston, because she's no longer here, but you are.
17 to 9, this is Nightline on 3AW, 13 13 32 is the phone number to ring, or if you're in town, 96900 693. How's that? Was that good?
Yeah, I think you passed your audition.
We do have calls, though. And Wilbur, by the way...
Yes, John Blackman.
Where did you park?
I parked over at the station.
Which one?
At Southern Cross.
Oh, Southern Cross.
Yes, I parked at Greensboro Station.
You mean you didn't get a what happened, Phil? What's going on here?
No, don't, please. There's no mea culpa there. Simon offered me the luxury of the 3AW car park, but I just came straight down Lonsdale Street and did my normal thing. I'm a creature of habit, and I fear change. Yeah. Usually, when I come to this side of town, I just drive straight up the ramp into the Southern Cross Station car park.
Ah, right. Okay.
It must be hell when you leave in the morning and have to head through Dock Lanes. You have no choice. You have to go in that direction.
You have to make a left-hand turn.
Yes.
Because it's one of those super stop tram things they've got.
And
now.
this would be, what, about 10:30 in the morning?
10:30 in the morning it is. But I sat in that, whatever that street is down there, for 20 minutes
Wurundjeri Way.
No, not Tom and Jerry Way. The other one that sort of goes. There's a building going on.
So you're in the eastern suburbs, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well,
wouldn't matter if you're in the eastern suburbs or northern suburbs or western suburbs. You are obliged to turn left when you come out of Fairfax House
And head west.
and head west.
Can't you just cut down through Hoppers Crossing, wherever, and then come back across the Altona through Williamstown?
I've done that.
To get back to Candlelight?
That old shortcut.
The old shortcuts, what a mind. At least you keep moving, though.
Can we say hello to Jeff? Is Jeff there? Hello, Jeff.
Yeah. Hello there, Phil, John and Wilbur.
Hello, Jeff.
Look, guys, I've got to say, when you were just telling that story, John, about the prisoner at Goulburn there, it cleared up a few things for me, because you guys are all probably of the age now, and as you know, as older men, we have to occasionally have checks done, and a few weeks ago now I was at the urologist and having that check, and now I know what he was doing. He was trying to hide his mobile phone.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
that's very nice, Jeff.
Good on you, Jeff. Yeah, thanks for that contribution.
Maybe you should get a second opinion.
Well, I thought that was going to be
That's
the
what
tag.
I thought too, but still.
Yeah, you're ugly as well.
Hey, taking part in the Variety Bash this year?
No, I'm not. But Wilbur keeps threatening to take me on one, and you usually go on this one, don't you?
I'm pressed for work commitments this year, and I sadly will not be participating in the Variety Bash. It is just such a wonderful event. It's so much fun, and also the Victorian Variety Bash raises last year, I think, $1.2 million for Variety, the children's charity.
Now, can I do a big shout out to Howie and Bro Barber and Peter Eakins, who are as we speak, in a Statesman DeVille, Wilbur.
Oh, yes.
And they're being sponsored by Hoyt's Foods, and they're on their way to Port Douglas, which is 4,500 kilometres away, and they're in car number 9, and I saw them off the day before yesterday, wasn't it, I think?
Did you go out?
No,
they went out.
They came around here. We had a photograph taken.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, but so all the best to you fellas, and they're well and truly on their way.
It was about 100 cars this year, and so it's a real travelling circus. So you've got about 350, 400 people.
That's wonderful.
And the communities that provide, the food along the way, and it's all planned out and everything. And they do a survey, and they all know we're coming. It's such a big event for those smaller communities. The kids come out. We go to the schools, and my job description, so to speak, is we'll go down and I'll play a bit of saxophone with, and Mike Brady will bring his guitar, and we have sing-alongs, and it's just so wonderful.
Who's the chief barker of Variety these days? Do they have one anymore?
Well, it used to be Tony Barber, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Was,
and in Sydney used to be Tony Hatch, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's Rod Collins, and Julie Baxter is still heading up the Variety Bash, so to speak, because there's a couple of different divisions, but the Bash is, I think, one of their major fundraising exercises.
The problem is, Phil, if I go on this Bash with Wilbur, he doesn't trust anybody else to drive the car.
Oh no,
to be
we
quite
take
frank.
turns. No,
do you take turns?
Yes, we change drive. Well, you'll do 700. You'll do 700 kilometres in a day. Sometimes we change drivers every 400 metres.
You can't be too careful. Can't be too careful. But the thing is, I don't think you'd let me drive because you reckon I'm a rubbish driver, don't you?
No, I'd have to get. I'd like to see you on dirt. I'd like to see you on dirt roads a little bit, because the only time I asked you whether you drove on, whether you'd ever driven on dirt, you said yes, I have. I took the Jeep up onto the footpath to wash it the other day. So there's a little bit of.
I took it around the tan one day.
See, you guys aren't old enough to remember Jack Davey and the Red X Trial.
Well, we are.
By legend,
yes,
I am.
Yeah.
Dynamite Jack Davies.
So there's something similar.
Or Jellic Night Jack.
Today.
That's right, Jellic Night
That's
Jack.
That's right, yeah.
And they're actually threatening to bring that back, I think.
Well, that was the Red X Rally. The Variety Bash is similar to that, except no explosives.
And the cars have to be more than 30 years old, too.
That's right. Yeah. And I've done tens of thousands of kilometres in a 1970 Fairlane, owned by a great mate of ours, Lockie Pittman. Okay. And he's a tireless worker for Variety and has been recognised with a lifetime achievement.
Well
award.
done, Lockie.
Now, Lee Sales.
Yeah.
You know that Lee Sales does the 7:30?
Oh, yeah.
Guess how much she gets for a gig? How much would you pay her
to come speak?
To come and speak, to maybe interview, say, John Howard, for a swanky sort of dinner in Sydney.
Oh, I see what you mean, like a corporate engagement.
Yeah. I'd say she would probably command, if she did it through Joan Saxton or someone.
ICMI.
Maybe 5,000.
I'm with you, Phil.
Yeah, about $5,000.
5 gorillas.
Yeah.
Try 10.
No, and she commands it, does she?
Well, but she waived the fee, evidently, which is that an indication that, maybe she might be, a little bit, Well,
waive the fee for what? I don't know what you're indicating here.
Well, she's going to sit there, have a little fireside chat, a Q&A with John Howard at this swanky do in Sydney next week, right? Oh. And it is alleged, Wilbur, that she's waived her $10,000 fee.
Because?
Well,
is it a fundraiser? Is it a charity event?
Because ... Well,
is it
which way does she kick?
Well,
do you reckon?
Politically?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure, but is it a fundraising event? And that would explain why she would be waiving her fee. Could it not?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking the question.
It might be a variety. It might be a variety, the children's charity function, and she might say, give my 10 grand to car number 693.
I'm running up the flag just to see who salutes and to give you some sort of, a topic maybe.
Where do her loyalties lie? And what about poor Bronwyn Bishop? She can't take a trick, can she? Didn't she win $2.5 in a raffle? She wasn't there to collect it.
This is funny. At the Avalon RSL, And I don't know, well, you've been to lots of RSLs because you play all over the place.
That's
right. But
Because I've never served. That's skipped the generation.
You never said, no, you've been in the service.
That's right.
Oh, you were in the
My grandfather...
You were in the school cadets.
I was in the cadets. My grandfather served, my father served, and it skipped a generation with me. My eldest son has served.
My father was in the 35th Florist Regiment.
Oh, yes. Very
brave. Not generally well known. They didn't see a lot of action.
What happened at the RSL with Bronwyn Bishop?
Well, so the thing is, at Avalon, you know, when they draw it, there's like a raffle.
Yes.
And if you're not there, they redraw it in, I think, 4 minutes or something like that.
Avalon in Sydney, is it?
Avalon RSL in Sydney.
Yes,
so
okay.
It's come up in some smart Alex taking a photograph. Bronwyn Bishop has won the 2,500.
Oh, that's
and
terrific.
She wasn't there to collect it.
So it'd only be a members raffle too. So she's a member of the Avalon RSL.
Yeah.
I did see it must have been a reader's reply at the time when all this Choppergate stuff was going on, and it just a reader's comment just said, "The last time I took a helicopter to a Liberal Party function was during the Vietnam War." And I thought that kind of says it all, doesn't it?
And you know who's on Dirty Laundry tonight?
And by the way, before you finish, Mark Knight's done a very clever cartoon today about Bronwyn missing out on the money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well done, Mark.
Very clever, very clever.
Well,
who's on Dirty Laundry with Lawrence Mooney tonight?
Angela Bishop. So would Bronwyn Bishop be regarded as Australia's oldest helicopter parent? See how I did that? Hey?
I like it. You're gold. It's gold.
That's champagne comedy, mate. But there you go.
Hey, that was so good. I want to dwell on that during